as we've discussed, he's probably the most committed analyst to polls, the smartest interpreter of polls, I'll put it that way. So to the extent that the polling supports what he's doing, he will continue with it. Let's not, deny the fact that if the polling were ambiguous or were somewhat clouded in terms of what the country wanted, he too would reflect that. The issue with him right now, I think we should distinguish between what he's doing now and what he proposes to do the day after in Gaza. When this poll came out last week showing that the overwhelming majority of Arabs who reside in Gaza are continuing and will continue to support Hamas, we can put any kind of security regime in place. We can put a 1 kilometer wide security zone on the Gaza side of the border in place. We can try to rely upon local clans for support and as a replacement for government for Hamas. It won't work. They already assassinated, I think it was called the Dagrush clan, which had indicated, their clan leader had indicated they would work with us in terms of distributing food. Yeah, well, he's dead now. Hamas took care of him very quickly.
And not he alone, many of his associates, his fellow clan members.
And they're all watching this saying, wow, okay. There isn't anyone in Gaza right now at any level that hasn't been suborned by Hamas. They're all members to because otherwise Hamas wouldn't have let them live. And they wouldn't have worked with them unless they are part and parcel of that organization. So Bibi's conceptia, I call it a misconceptia, is a reflection of his understanding of what happened in 1967, but he reached the wrong conclusion. They tried the same thing in the territories, working through clans. And the PLO and Yasser Arafat put paid to that. After, a bunch of them were assassinated, that was the end of that program. And the same thing is going to happen here. I have said it before, and I will continue to bang this drum. The only way we can guarantee the security of our southern border in general, and in specific, the Gaza envelope, is by annexing it and repopulating it with Jewish. Rivka, my wife, and I have talked to so many evacuees from the south who are being housed here in Yerushalayim, many of whom are being housed in hotels. The one thing they're adamant about is they do not believe the Israeli army anymore will be able to protect them if they use the same techniques that led to October 7th. They are absolutely of a man and woman convinced that the government and the army just want to give the enemy another shot at exterminating them. And yes, they're going back. Yes. Why? Because their money is being cut off and they are being forced at dollar point, as I call it, not gunpoint, dollar point, to go back. But they're under no illusions as to the success of what Bibi Netanyahu has in mind for the day after. So I have heard so many, Rav, I have heard so many different stories about how we can somehow change the attitude of the Arabs in Gaza. We can turn them into Sufis, more pacifist thing. It's shtuyot, it's insanity, our enemy. This is an existential, religious-based, zero-sum war. Either we're going to survive, can't survive it, even with great power guarantees. One or the other. So, yes, Bibi is doing the right thing now. But unfortunately, what he has in mind, even should he succeed in exterminating the Islamo-fascists in Rafah, what he has in mind for the day after will make the sacrifice of so many of our good soldiers and so many of our civilians that died Al Kiddush Hashem on October 7th is worthless. for nothing. This is why we have to be very clear when we say point by point what he's doing is either right or wrong, and understand why he's doing it.